Bueller. There it goes.
Bueller. Yeah.
Yay.
Hi. We're live.
Okay. Don't yell. Don't need to yell.
I'm not yelling.
Well, you have a boom mic like right next to you.
Oh.
So when you're loud, it's really loud. That's all right though. That's what we're here for, is random live things that happen in the weirdest way possible.
Hey everybody, welcome to another show tonight. We've got an awesome guest tonight. I'm really looking forward to having Mr. Paul Ward on. There he is. He's waiting in the background. Cat is fed and he is ready to go. And I feel special. You know why?
Why?
Because he cleaned up his room for us.
What?
And made a whole video about it.
Whoa. No way.
Yeah, I know.
I did see Jim, that he posted a video. I didn't get a chance to sit and watch it yet. I've been moving pretty much nonstop since I got home.
It's pretty crazy how he got his room going. All right, everybody. Go check us out here on YouTube. We are live with Mr. Paul Ward. We'll have him on in just a second. Just a couple house cleaning items for this weekend. For those that are coming down, setup time is at 8 a.m. The doors will not open before then. So you just have to wait for you vendors. We'll get you in there. And then at 10 o'clock, we will start the show opening up. Nobody will get in before 10 o'clock either. So we'll, Boo is right. So we'll take care of that. We got a lot of great raffles. And if you have not seen the pictures, go check them out. Don't you think, Brent? What do we got?
Oh, we got all sorts of good stuff. We got convention cars. We got well, I know there's 4 convention cars. We've got the complete set of those, and
Plus,
all. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, plus, I can't think off the top of my head, and my computer doesn't want to work, so.
So we also got a Corvette for the vendor raffle, and then we'll also have a Corvette and a 32 for the other raffle. So there's 3 of the 4 prizes that we're going to do tonight or do this weekend. And then the kids get a backpack with a water bottle, some stickers, lots of stickers actually.
Nice.
We're going to stuff some cars in there. There's a Chris Stengler custom from another club in there. Plus, you get a club shirt. It'll be a youth large, so that way you can kind of grow into it for the future.
There you go.
And that's just some of it. Plus, our 50-50 cash split raffle. You got to love that.
Oh, yeah. It like money.
We have lots of new vendors this time. I know with it being summertime, everybody's got family things and doing vacation stuff, so
it does happen.
See what we've got going on there, and I'm ready for this.
Oh yeah,
I don't know if everybody else is, and you should go check it out. Again, we're live here on YouTube. We've got the little sign up there where you can go find us. Give us a like, a subscribe, and some love, and a follow.
As always. And it doesn't cost anything. That can do a lot of good for us in the future.
And for everybody else, I know we've shared this out to several groups, so we'll put that back up later. But let's talk about the man of the hour here.
Okay.
What can you tell me about Mr. Paul Ward that you know?
Well, I know he is a huge Black Walls collector and Hot Wheel collector in general. He's got an amazing room. He's got killer stickers. He's fun to hang out with in person. He posts a lot of pictures, does a lot of photography of these sweet little cars of ours. And he's overall, he's a great guy. How was that? I don't know. You look like
that's perfect. No, I muted my mic here a little bit so that way I could type in here so it doesn't.
Well, that's always a plus because the keys are loud.
Yes. So
yeah, my Facebook does not want to function right now.
So the one thing that I learned about Paul, and we're not going to talk about this a lot tonight, we'll just make a small mention of it. He is working on the 100% line. And for those who don't know about it, I would suggest go check it out, follow along. There's lots of great cars. Really, really awesome line. I think a lot of people misunderstand that line. But we're going to focus on the Blackwall stuff tonight. So let's bring Mr. Paul Ward on there, Mr. AKA blackwallpaul. Welcome, sir.
What's up, Paul?
Hey guys, how's it going?
Not too bad. How you doing, sir?
Doing good, doing good.
So why don't you tell us, just a little bit about yourself, the who, what, when, where, why, so to speak.
Okay. Paul Ward, known as blackwallpaul. I think I was known as Paul HW69 on the Hot Wheels Collectors website. So some people may know me that way. Been around collecting all of my life. Took a couple of breaks. It's weird because, you get in high school and you're like, oh, I got other things to do. And get out of high school, got a job. Well, went to college and all and got a job. And the very first job I got, I was traveling with a guy who was collecting Hot Wheels. And so I was like, yeah, this is something that I grew up with. So, I went from there. I managed to be that weird kid that has all of my Hot Wheels, unless my mom did in fact give some to my nephew growing up. I don't think so. I can't account for any that are missing. So,
yeah, I hear you on that one.
I wish I was that lucky.
So
I got all mine.
It's been good. It's been good to be able to have them all, and and that's a lot of what's displayed back here. Is the Blackwalls I grew up with. That's how these cases started. You guys know I have a room full of cases now, but the cases started with, I'll get one, maybe two of these and have all my childhood Hot Wheels in, and then maybe buy the ones that I need to upgrade. And I kept all my originals. So even if I upgraded it, now I've got the meter car or the childhood played with car next to a nice one.
Nice.
This is a funny story. Everybody knows what this is.
Yeah, there you are. Perfect.
Right?
Perfect. Yeah.
Childhood car.
That's not right. That's not right.
Wrong with it.
Oh, that's cool.
Those cars usually eat up.
The reason that there's nothing wrong with it is because I didn't like it. I thought it was
well,
compared to the yellow one and the red one. Those have some miles on them, but this one sat in the case or on the shelf. And I thought it was a funny story to talk about because you have those cars that you didn't play with when you were little, like the pink cars that everybody talks about that nobody kept because they were pink, so they hit them with a hammer when their parents got them for them. So,
well, yeah, I definitely destroyed a fair share of my cars as a kid. I definitely caused some mayhem with some of them, but
yeah,
I still have about 99% of my original cars. I call them the OG. I call it the OG collection.
Right. Yeah. Exactly.
I'll be right back. Brent, can you take over with questions 1 through 5?
Sure.
I have to rescue a shoe from Frankie.
All right, shoe duty. All right, Paul. So
here we go.
So where did you get the nickname at for Blackwall Paul?
I'm pretty sure that it was pretty much self-imposed. I think that it started with Instagram, I think is where that came along, and I just needed a screen name related to Hot Wheels. And at the time when I did that, it was Blackwalls. It was all Blackwalls for me.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that's really what it is, And like I said, I mentioned other screen names, but I decided to get away from from those and kind of do something different. So I think it was me. I think I did that to myself.
Nice. I got a few nicknames, but we're just going to leave them there.
Right.
All right. So obviously, you said with childhood that black walls are your favorites.
Mhm.
So what is it about the black walls that you like so much?
I would say that they're more like cars that we saw in that era growing up. It's hot rods, muscle cars, those types of cars. There were some customs. I think about right away. I think about rigger motor, for lack of a better description, where it actually is kind of off of a custom car. And so those cars are always more real and lifelike. I mean, you have maybe some outlandish paint jobs and stuff like that, but for the most part, that's kind of, I guess, the way they started and what everybody, or the reason everybody was drawn to them.
Okay, I got you. So, how do you catalog your collection?
Okay. Jump over here. I started out, I created an Access database years ago. And I found out that kind of went to the wayside. You could only search for what you told it. And probably about the time I really pushed into, I guess in the last 7 or 8 years, I've been really serious about collecting. And about that time, I found Google Photos and started uploading all my cars there. What's nice about Google Photos is you can literally search for anything. So, if you pulled up a car with the words Bell, like a helmet, the Bell helmet logo, you could search for Bell, and it'll show you all the cars with the word Bell written on it. Or if you told it that car's, Bellinator or whatever, it will literally show you all those cars, and it will do yellow Camaro, red Camaro. It knows the car brands and things like that for the most part. It'll mix up a Challenger with a Camaro, but I'm really good about dialoguing or describing the car itself. And I've just got directories. And you guys mentioned the photographs earlier. That's kind of how that started. I started taking photos and trying to take photos that were not over photoshopped, so that I could, you go to the nationals and you're, in Chicago, for example, and you're like, man, I wonder if I've got this car, or this car seems to be redder than the car I have. And so then I could easily pull out my phone and look at it and go, yeah, let's take a chance on this, And so I wanted Photoshop photos that were not overly done. And then I started thinking, maybe I ought to share these. It would be cool to share these and get people involved in the black walls, because there are people who, you show them a casting of a Super Van, which was my favorite childhood car, and they don't know that is, although that's not a great example because they did retool it. But this is the car that I carried around every single day.
Ooh.
All the time. I took that car everywhere.
You're perfect right there.
Yeah. So that's
nice
so it's pretty much mint though, right? That's eBay mint.
Yeah. Pretty close. Yeah.
So yeah, that's how it got started, with the cataloging first, and then it turned into all the photographs and showing off, as I call it. But
I got you. Now, personal, do you ever use let other people use your database, or is it just for your collection? Or
I really haven't had somebody come back to me. Well, that's I've had some people come to me and ask me. I've been in discussions with places like the newsletter, for example. He's really amping up that as far as the searches and things like that. I don't believe that he's using any of my photos yet. At least some of the ones we talked about, he kind of reached out specifically about a couple, and I don't know that I've looked lately, but just out of curiosity. But he knows he can use those photos as long as, you know, put some kind of branding or something. And I've started doing that with Instagram. I've literally had people reach out to me and ask me the question, "Hey, do you have this car? Have you ever seen this car before?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's my photo." You know, I took the photo. I've seen my photos show up on, you know, things like Deal or No Deal or eBay, you know, where they have a car and they go, "This is what it looks like out of the package," you know. So that's funny and humorous, but at the same time, you're like, you don't want to get carried away. But I enjoy the fact, and I'd love for people to go, "Hey, can I borrow your photo? Can I use it?" I'm more than happy for that. Again,
I know we've milked a couple of pictures here tonight.
Yeah. Well, and so one other way that I catalog, you'll see if you look close up in the video and things like that. I work for a print shop, by the way. So that's how you see the I Like 'Em Loose decals and the open fans that I had at the Nationals. I don't know. Yeah, I think you got decals.
Yeah.
But showing these. So what that has is it has what it is: childhood car, error, prototype, variation, custom, and then it has year, make, model, where I got it from, the value, the date, and the country. And the reason the country is down here is because it sits. Pull that Superman back out. So it sits on this. I'll turn it this way. So it sits like this in the case, and I can actually read the country. The glare of the light. You can actually read the country without pulling it out of the case.
Nice.
And as you know, with Blackwalls, you'll have a Hong Kong or Malaysia or anything, China. Well, no, not China. That's not really true. China happened right at the end of Thailand, is what I should have said. But China happened right at the end of the Blackwalls, 1996 or so, 5, 6.
So I'm just gonna post a question up here before Brent takes back over. Question is from Jim: do you have a favorite casting, and is there any casting you'd like to see come back? Jim's got our questions down pretty good.
Yeah, and I made notes here, so now I'm trying to find that question. Because I had things like the I think that's one of the other reasons I had the Turbo Mustang. I think that's a great casting. It's funny too, because I'm not really a Ford guy in real life, and I say that with caution. So it seems like that, you know, looking back, and I should say looking back, because I kind of am a little bit, and I'm maybe getting to be more of a Ford guy soon. But yeah, so things like the Turbo Mustang. I'd love to see things like crack ups and steering rigs brought back. So it's not really a casting per se, but it's a style. And the reason being is, you know, I think that would get kids involved with the fact that it's not just a car, it can do something. Mm-hmm. Steering rigs were cool. Steering rigs taught me how to drive, you know.
Yeah.
So you know, that's something that I would love to see brought back.
That's a good answer.
I like that.
Thanks.
All right, so then we got another question from Mr. Brian Nitcher down in Topeka with the Capital City Club. Do you collect customs from anyone?
Not anyone in particular. I do occasionally buy them. I did customize quite a bit back in the day. Funny enough, in 2006 at the Atlanta Nationals, I won 3rd place in what was called the spicy category at the time with a bone shaker. The bone shaker had just come out. And I remember there were several people, including some guy named Wood, that was very interested in my custom. And but yeah, it's really cool to have that car there. Maybe I've posted it before, but yeah. So most of the customs that you'll see in my cases, I skipped over those the other night during the tours, the cases, because they're a little bit of a disaster here lately. I'm trying to work on a way to make them where when you look in there, you're not overwhelmed, by what you're seeing. Look, I've got shelves of my own customs. Well, no, that what you guys have in the background, what I have in the background, that's not. Yeah, I guess it is overwhelming, isn't it? People walk in there and go,
Yeah. Mine's downstairs, and you walk downstairs, it's like, oh,
yeah.
You'll get to see show and tell after we're done for the after show.
Well, maybe we'll find out.
This is So the cases are a little overwhelming because you look in there, you don't really even understand what you're seeing. So, but yeah,
Mr. Brian has a follow-up question. He wants to know, how many steering rigs do you have roughly?
Believe it or not, I only have about 5, maybe 6. 2 that I grew up with. The Hot Wheels, the white Hot Wheels rig. And I've managed to get 2 other variations of that, including trailers and the horns and things like that. And the other one is they're too far over there out of the way, but I think it's the gravel or something. It's the yellow, all yellow gravel something. Can't remember, but it's the gravel truck. Those are the 2 ones that it's yellow. It's definitely yellow.
Yellow. Okay. I'm thinking of another one. All right. So while he grabs that,
United. The United gravel truck.
Yeah, United. Yeah, there we go. I was trying to think of it, but eBay is letting me down, and now it comes through about 3 days too late. But yeah, I actually have the gravel truck as well, and I know I have the silver one, which is the what was it? It was the Eagle Trucking.
Mm-hmm.
I have that, and I think I have the orange dump truck as well. But I think that's the only 3 that I have.
I've got
there are variations with those, like the red door on the white, the silver door, and there's another color, I think. So yeah, it's kind of neat.
I've got a red one that's just a truck, and then one that's been painted with a Sharpie. So,
well, if we're talking just trucks, I've got the color change one, and one of the orange color change ones, and I think I have one more, just the rigs. So,
okay, Jim wants to know what were the years that the steering rigs came out. He's not sure.
And Mr. Nitcher said mid-'80s.
Yeah, that would be a good bet. That would be a good bet because a lot of the like crack ups and the flip outs, things like that, they all came out around that same era. I wonder if somebody was trying to get really creative, like around 85 or so.
They did come up with a lot of cool stuff.
It fits in with the train sets, the stow and go play sets, and all of that heavy industrial stuff. So it works pretty well. All righty. I think we're back to the regularly scheduled questions.
Yeah, number 4.
Yeah. Only missed one.
I meant to grab one of these. I gotta go grab one. So it just recently came along, and hopefully this doesn't end the broadcast. Just kidding.
Nice.
So they're not too hard to collect, but just something completely, completely silly. It's the donut drifter, by the way. People don't know what they are, and it's not. I could walk you around this room, and you're not going to find many modern main lines, as I call them, or anything like that. And I have very few boulevard cars and premiums and that kind of thing. But right now there are 12 of these out, and it's funny because they just recently also created a set. So it's like, I forgot what those sets are called. super rigs or something like that that kids can get. They have usually like a truck, a trailer, and a car, and super rigs. Don't hold me to that. I don't know a lot about the newer lines, but
this is an old version of them.
Yes. That's
just because I happen to have this literally sitting in front of me.
And don't hold me to this, but I think that's a good one, right? Because of the Skyline.
Yeah, it's an all right one, but it's still a JDM car. I mean,
it's funny that the first set of these came out with a car that looks just like the original first edition car, and then now they just made a second set that one of my local club mates has waiting for me at the next show because he's found it. Of course, I'll find 10 between now and then. Now that he's found it for me.
Oh, of course, that's how it works.
You guys, I'm sure you're aware of how that works.
Kent's got cars for me that I've seen in the wild, but he already had them. So it was like, all right, I'll just wait.
Yeah. So vice versa. It works.
It's a weird casting, and I was like, let's just do something fun in here. So it's got a case. There's literally just a small case that I guess it may hold 30 cars if we're lucky. But again, working at a print shop, I'm going to come up with something that's relative to that car, like maybe like a Dunkin' Donuts type logo that says Donut Drifter or DD, and do something that's related, kind of cool and fun and just silly. And it's directly underneath the window of the room, so when you walk up the stairs, you're like, look at that. What's goofy about all that stuff? So
gotta have fun with it. That's why I like that new telephone car so much, because it's such a childhood thing.
Speaking of,
quick chat.
Oh dang! I ain't seen it yet in person.
These are super valuable, aren't they?
Supposedly.
Now all of these things are super valuable.
That's what I heard.
And it raises the value. It raises the value when you do that.
It makes it even so much better too when you just do things like this. It's some little gold symbol on there.
That was my sneaky, silly one for the night, and you walk right into the segue perfectly, Brent.
I try for it.
or I'm sorry, Kent did.
Yeah.
Apparently it moves too.
Yeah, if you roll it, it's got the little peg, so it's all
it's like the old school.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't have anything worth really opening tonight, so I'm just gonna sit here.
Shirt. Convention shirt are you wearing? Very nice.
That's a great shirt.
Yeah. Yep.
What's your shirt, Brent?
Because there's that one. I just opened this one last week.
Oh yeah. One of you guys is probably wearing a shirt I'd like to have. I got a feeling.
It's probably this one.
That one's cool too. I need to connect with you guys about new shirts. But isn't there a simple like
Superman shirt?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That one.
Yes. I gotta have Kent's shirt, and I might as well get Brent's shirt too. So we'll figure that out.
Well, the problem is there's only 3 of these.
Okay.
This was kind of an inside joke between Nick, myself, and Kent. Kent has this funny way of when we're walking into hotel rooms and at conventions, and everybody normally goes, "Hey, how's it going?" He always goes, "Aloha." So, and you got to do the hand. You got to do the hand.
Dude, that's the thing.
Aloha.
And I guess there was a way. I think I saw a guy going.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
We're just happy that the pineapple was not upside down.
No, we made very, very clear of that.
Don't want to do that.
No.
Yeah, don't do that. And we've gone off the rails. All right.
We always do.
Easily come back.
Eyes don't roll. Yeah. That's the. I would agree, Jim. The eyes don't roll. Yeah.
And it's kind of sad that the only real, and I almost thought that it wasn't going to be metal at all when I first pulled it out, but at least the body of the phone is metal.
It's funny. That's the car that got the best reaction of all the previews too. And in St. Louis, and I was just like, as soon as everybody saw it, I was like, oh!
Yeah,
It's like, dang, I felt like I was in LA in 18 again.
it's your childhood all over again.
I know.
I was thinking today when I laid that out here, wait until they do the recolors where it's like pink and black, and they'll muck it up, so to speak. And, it'll be kind of sad.
You're doing great, Scott. Thanks for popping in. We are taking questions with Paul too, so hop right on in there, chill out with us for a minute. Brent,
I know, right? All right. So, do you think any Blackwall era cars are still relevant in today's hobby, or do you think that they've all gone to the wayside?
Yeah, I think it's kind of what I was alluding to earlier. It's that they can relate, they can remember them from their childhood. I think people my age, I mean, I have my friends who aren't Hot Wheels collectors at all. They follow me on Instagram for whatever reason. I don't know why they'd follow me if they're not Hot Wheels collectors, but I've got clients that reach out and tag me all the time when we do a job or something. Yeah, that's cool. Screaming Wheels. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so yeah, I think that they're relative and people remember stuff from their childhood, and I get those. I had one of those, instances just recently.
That was pretty modern there, Kent.
Are you a Monte Carlo person, Kent?
I am.
Yeah, some of them I am. I love that 86, 85, 86. I just don't care for the cowl on the hood. And I want to see the aero coupe window. That's what I really want.
Right.
I think that would be an awesome RLC piece with the aero coupe window.
Oh, yeah.
I agree. They can do a lot with that too.
Yeah. I want them to bring the Malibus. We got everything else. We've got the Cutlass. We've got the El Caminos, the Monte Carlos, the Regals.
Yeah.
I've had this conversation with Brendan a couple of times, and I'm like, where's the Malibu, man? You got all the other G bodies. Right. Where's that one? And he's trying, apparently, he's trying to get it, but he hasn't been able to pull it off. He hasn't been able to pull it off yet.
And they did Chevelles and stuff like that, but all his cars are great.
Yeah,
for sure.
I think there's some real genius in some of those G bodies, especially in the aero coupe cars. Not just the Monte, but especially in the olds and in the Grand Prix. Those two in particular, I'd like to see a little bit more. I mean, the GNX it's got its due, which is awesome.
Yeah,
but I like the front styling of the Grand Prix over all of them, especially when you get them into the cup car stuff. But that's a little different.
Right. Yeah, growing up, I'll age myself. In high school, I had a '79 Camaro, and my buddy had a '78 maybe Grand Prix, like you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So my car was clearly faster. So Rick, if you ever do watch this, my car was faster in high school. Yeah, but the Camaro. I don't have one right off, but the Camaro, like the 70s model with that kind of sloped front, out rubber bumper cars, similar to the Z28 like he had.
Yeah. So, see, and you're not dating yourself, because when I was a senior in high school, I drove a 1979 Malibu. So, and my buddy had a '76 Dodge Dart, and I had another friend that had like a '96 Cavalier. So,
and that's the stuff that you're going to find in the Blackwalls era.
Mm-hmm.
That you won't always find in the main lines and some of the newer premiums and boulevards and things like that. RLC, I'd love for them to go back and re-release some of the stuff they released at the beginning. Some of the retool stuff.
What I want to see. The couple of Blackwalls that I really love. Dodge Aries wagon. It is so random.
That was only done once, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Dodge, the Omni 024. getting another like a hatchback from wherever, and I wish they would get in to start making some of those cars. And then the other one is the Rampage as well.
Great car. That was one of my favorites, only because Real Riders and things like that. I loved that era and that line. When the red line cars came out, I thought it just looked so much cooler. And tried to get all those cars that I could when I was little. Yeah.
There you go.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is about that wagon.
Yeah. Well, there's not even variations of that, are there?
No, I think there's a Mexican version where it's got like a darker color interior or something like that.
Or the wood grain or something, probably, now that you say that.
I mean, it's like the 67 GTX convertible from Tommy Boy. It's a one and done, and I like, wow, this is such an unappreciated car.
Right.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of one and dones out there. I don't know why they do that, but it's been done more than once.
And I know you mentioned the 100% line. It's riddled with one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And it's really, I mean, I've even got cases that are dedicated, small cases, not whole 108 car cases, but dedicated to that line, only having one car. And I can't imagine spending that kind of money and never really seeing the benefit of.
Well, I mean, just look at the modern R30 silhouette Skyline. It was one time up until they decided to put it in the 2-pack, and that's been it. I mean, it's only been twice. But you're right. I mean, all the money that goes into developing these cars and then to use it once or twice is kind of hard. So we'll get back into Jim, and then we've got question number 5 in there. So
told you.
I know. Yeah, I know. We talked about it.
Yeah. So I'll take a minute here and grab a couple of cards, just random, because I think that's kind of key. You guys can still hear me good, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you're good.
So what's so great about these cars, in my opinion, is how realistic they are. Kind of grab just a couple of just generic and different to kind of get all the genres in the room. So what's nice is how realistic the cars are. Does it help with my black shirt or hurt? Oh, help.
Yeah.
So, you got.
There you go. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
And so that's just a great car.
Clean, no tampons, no crazy.
All the JDM guys.
I mean, that's when they started.
Yeah.
I mean, they didn't know what they were doing.
I was bouncing off trying to get it off my hands. Yeah. But these are just excellent cars. And they have a lot of great details. I was showing you. Did I put that car up? Yep. They have a lot of features that some of the new RLC stuff has, like the articulating suspension and stuff. Yeah. Most people, you have to be careful with that car to come apart in all kinds of little pieces. The back is actually, and it really is meant to, it actually just has hooks holding the back of the base.
Yeah.
They'll come right off.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oops.
Yeah.
You broke your Hot Wheel.
But yeah, so everybody's like, oh, wow, check out the RLC. They came out with these articulating suspensions. They did that in 1999.
I was going to say, that's the same design, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I beat you, Paul.
The articulating ones?
I got lowriders hidden everywhere.
Yeah.
Make sure we put it on the correct side there.
Did you get one, Brent?
Yeah, I got the Chevy.
I tried to get it. Oh, okay. That's exactly where I was going to try to get somebody would love.
The clean.
Yeah, and you can look at the base of that car. It's just like the RLC cars. with the ball, and you can
Mhm.
articulate it free wheel, front and back,
Yep.
yada yada.
Yep, it's the exact same mechanism.
Exactly.
They just retooled it and added it to a Monte Carlo.
And
Yeah.
what was that? Probably, let's say maybe what, 2-3 years ago?
Yeah, about 2-3 years ago. Yeah, is when they did the Impalas and the Montes.
Yeah, and that's
Which-
it's 25 years ago. No, 30 years ago.
Yeah.
30. Well, 25. Let's be conservative. 25.
And you know what the funny thing is I actually I don't even have one of the new RLC ones on display yet. I have them, but they're back.
So,
So.
and what I didn't realize, and we don't want to go too far into this, but a lot of people don't realize how many of those 100% cars there are.
Mhm.
I have close to 800 different 100% cars, and that includes variations now. Okay, so I'll have like a car with a gray gloss base and a gloss or a gray flat base, and I've run across this particular casting again that I showed earlier. This has variations in the casting, so I just happened to. I was that guy that's holding the two cars, side by side, going, "What's different? Is there anything different?
Mhm.
Which one's better? Oh, they're different." So
Yeah.
so that happens, and I remember answering this question over and over and over years ago. Are there any variations in the 100% line? Nope, never seen one. Never seen a variation. Never seen an error. And I to this day, I've never seen an error that I didn't think somebody probably recreated. Change the tires, because you can change the wheels on these cars, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I get what you're saying with the same cars.
Mhm.
I mean, it might be a Johnny Lightning, but I was like, why do I have two of these? I was like, I need to get rid of one of them, and then I was looking them over to make sure that they weren't the same.
That's why I do that.
I was like,
That's
oh,
why I do
well,
that.
I was like, well, that's a White Lightning. I guess I'll go ahead and keep that one. I don't even know where that one came from, to be completely honest.
I can't add those cars in there as much as I move my stuff around.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
No,
I've got
motors.
videos. I've got videos of me taking the car out, putting the car in, taking the car, you know what I mean, just going down the row. Just because it's funny. I'm OCD. I'm bad OCD, and once I start in this room, it's bad. So
I have I got a touch of that, but mine's more like complete and utter chaos. There is no rhyme, no reason for what's going on in this entire room. They're just randomly placed wherever I felt like it.
Here's what I tell people all the time. What's nice about this and the way I do it is you say, Paul, go get a hot burger. Right?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I can walk over and get 11 of them.
Yeah. Well, they're all in an order, in a row, either side by side or up and down. I've got some of this room where they go up and down, just whatever I felt, but I can look in the background of Brent's for sure and see that the cars, there's no rhyme or reason.
There is occasionally.
Yeah.
Occasionally you'll see cars together, but for the most part,
you go to the wide shot, you'll
see it.
Yeah.
Because like all my, I don't know if we can see it or not. Let's see here.
This is the part that's supposed to happen after the show.
Like all the reversed funny car 57 Chevy wagons are right here.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Except for the gold one that's over there in its original packaging that I haven't opened yet. So
okay. All right. Kent, get us back on track.
All right. So here's my one negative for the 100%, and that's the rubber bands. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh, yeah. Freezer.
And that's why I like them loose.
Freezer.
Yeah.
Get them out.
Freezer. Yep.
Freezer.
Okay.
And leave it in there for like 2 days.
All right, Brent, you're to question 5, and then I'm taking over, I think.
Okay. All right. So how has social media helped you connect with other collectors and followers?
So it's helped me meet people. Like I knew who you guys were before I actually met you face to face.
Oh,
And in fact, I remember I remember walking up to Brent, and I think you guys were sitting like on a couch. I think it was near registration. And I walked up to Brent and I said, do you guys have any club super vans? And Brent said, we did that car years ago, and I've gotten a lot of questions about getting those. And I was like, if you ever do another one, I definitely want one. And I think that was pretty much it. But I knew who you guys were only because I'd seen you like on your profile picture, you know, or whatever on Instagram or on Facebook. Yeah. And it's scary. And so you see people that you have the same passion about, and that's the hobbies I've got a couple of hobbies that have done that for me. And this is a great example where you come for the cars and you stay for the friendships. We were having
I know that line.
Yeah, we were having discussions about, somebody said, I just don't really like the Nationals. I don't like it. It's too many people. And I'm like, yeah, that's the cool part. You know, it's that you get to go room to room. But there are a lot of times like hanging out at the Nationals that we take off, you know, husbands and wives take off and go have a night. I mean, Atlanta, we went, a couple of us went out and went to a concert, went to dinner, you know, went go-karting. Where did we go go-karting? Somewhere in Charlotte, maybe. I don't remember now where it was years ago. But it's, you know, it's those things where everybody just hangs out. Knows that I was in Chicago last week for business, and I made a point of meeting two of my friends, Kevin Olson and Rob Staversky. Hopefully I'm butchering his name, probably his last name. But I made a point to reach out to those guys and say, hey, you guys are right there in Chicago. And it wasn't hard for me to leave my conference. But I went to lunch with those guys for a couple hours on Friday.
Nice.
And you know, we probably talked about Hot Wheels a little bit, but mostly it was just hanging out, you know, just catching up. And that's the cool thing about this. I know that's not really the answer to your question, but I think that's the cool thing about our hobby. As far as answering the question, maybe more like you wanted it, is it helps me find the cars that I want. Because I mean, I literally have people that reach out, aren't you, tagging you, aren't you looking for this? Is this something you're interested in? There's an auction tonight that I was tagged in and said, hey, he's selling things that you might be interested in. So I think that's a neat thing. It kind of brings us all together and helps us find stuff that we really want to find.
Nice. All right. So we're going to switch up now, and I'm going to start asking a few here.
This is where the hard ones come in, right?
I've been fired.
I don't know. I'll get fired in 5 questions too. All right. So we kind of already asked number 6. Why should someone start collecting Blackwall era cars? That's number 7. So
I think they're a whole lot more. There's so much more quality, I think. They have all metal bodies and bases. They have really cool, realistic graphics. And we said earlier, but they represent a lot of the reasons that people are car people. I see people like custom car builders and things like that, and you look in their background and you see Hot Wheels on the shelf, or you see, that kind of thing. And I mean, you'll see things like Chip Foose is a great example of that. You'll have, he's been in Hot Wheels and Jada and Muscle Machines and stuff like that probably too. But those guys, that's how they got where they are, is because they were probably sitting around playing with Hot Wheels when they were little. And I think a lot of us do the same thing. We're car people. I know I have friends that are huge real car collectors, and they say, "Yeah, I remember playing with Hot Wheels when I was little." So,
yeah, one of my neighbors is a stuntman, and some of his real cars have made it into some of the Fast and Furious movies, and I got to give him one of his cars actually the other day. Cool. So nice. Yeah. But yeah, I think you're right there. I think we're all car lovers of some sort. Some of us might be a little bit more mechanically inclined or know what we're talking about. Others are not. Like me, I can barely change the oil on my truck, and I will willingly admit that. but I can look at a car and say, yep, I know what that is. Yeah. And I was showing that Monte Carlo, the lowdown, because a lot of people have a misconception that most, or if not all, the cars back in the Blackwall era were all metal body, metal base. And I'm like, nope, they aren't that way.
Right. Not necessarily. That's true. Well, and the other thing too, the flip side is that these days it's the Donut Drifters hot dog car. I don't know some of the names there. The cone car, that's cool, stackable. Have you tried to see how many you can stack?
No, this is the only one I have loose. So
I don't have any loose yet. I've got a couple, and I was going to stack two just to see how well they stack. That's a pretty silly car.
Yeah, it is.
And if you don't have good eyes like I all of a sudden you can't read them. And
it's not easy to read. Oh, I will admit that. But it's just the car. It was just the 8-ball in general that I liked about it.
Oh yeah. I tend to take cars like this, like that car and this Let's Chat or whatever it's called. I tend to put those in the car, and I'll ask a parent, hey, do you mind if I give your child a car? And just if they're okay with it or something, or I'll leave it laying in my conference room at the office and whatever.
Gotcha.
Some random place.
Nothing wrong with that at all.
Brian is asking if you want to come down to Topeka in September. I know we will be there selling our souls so we can go to Dallas. And he also wanted to know if you were going to go to Dallas as well.
Right now, I'd say I'm planning to go to Dallas. I don't know how I'm getting there. In other words, I'm probably going to fly if I had to decide right now.
Gotcha.
St. Louis was great. I had a great time. It's a long drive, and that was like just the proper amount of long drive from here. I think it was. I drove 2 hours, and then I met Rick and Brad, and we drove 14, 15 hours. So,
yeah, that's a bit much. St. Louis for us was 6.5, 8, because we just took our time. So
yeah, we did 2 days. We broke it up, so we split Kentucky, somewhere like that. But that to me, I would fly. I've got about a 10 to 12 hour lock, and then I'm done, and then it's put me on a plane, get me there, and just be done with it. Just
Dallas
it's
is
just so much.
Dallas.
I've done the Dallas drive before, so I'm okay with Dallas.
Okay, good. I did not want to fly there.
It's a good chance you'll see me getting out of an airplane.
Well, apparently we're driving, so.
We already talked about what Blackwall casting you'd like to see return. I think
it's funny because I was looking for I took some notes and hints, and the Monte Carlo was one that I had said, so I was going to mention that. It was one of the funny cars.
Right. Perfect. If you could go back in time to a younger version of you, what collecting advice would you give yourself?
Buy more cars. That's a cool car too. Funny car. Buy more cars. And it's funny because a lot of my parents' friends bought me cars because they knew that like if they come over and hung out with my parents, that if they gave me a car, I'd take off and go to the room and I'd be
leave them alone.
Yeah.
Get rid of this kid.
Play in the carpet with the cars. The other thing that I thought was interesting, not necessarily as a kid, but I wish that I would have bought more cars at KB Toys, because it seems like so many of the cars that showed up there now are so valuable. I just heard this recently, and I don't really know this is true or not, but I even heard like some of the FAO Swords custom cars that used to be able to get where they custom made them showed up at KB Toys after they stopped doing it at FAO Swords.
I could believe that because KB used to be like the dumping ground for
everything. It was like the clearance of everything. Everything was always on clearance there. I don't know how many fire rods and cop rods I took out of those places.
Everything had a price tag with a little red line that looked like it
Yep.
was actually written, but it was computer generated or printer generated. It would say
Yeah.
$3.99. You know, yeah.
I bought so many of those Matchbox premium
Me too.
semi trucks. Just
Mhm.
yep, 2 for $5. Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
Came in
KB was,
I remember
KB was
going out to the mall
awesome.
all the time just to go to KB Toys, just to walk through there. Yeah, so much of the legend stuff showed up there. A lot of the NASCAR stuff, the higher end NASCAR stuff. And I was a bigger fan back then than I am now, but some of that stuff is really nice.
I have a lot of the late 90s and into like 97 to the 04 range of that NASCAR stuff. And that car, that is a tough car.
So what's also interesting is,
Yep.
did you know that?
So
I knew that.
It's the playset where you can build it.
No. It's they were called.
That was the all gray one. That's right. That was the test car track.
This is called Cruise Choice. Cruise Choice.
Oh, Cruise.
They came in a box. Yeah, they came in a box. And I'm just now trying to start getting all those. I think there are 18 of those in the box, and I'm probably 3/4 through that set. Kind of an odd. It's not Blackwalls. Yeah,
it's kind of one of those things. I'm more into the real riders right now, where I'm pushing at. But this is those cup cars there's some really cool stuff in there.
Yeah,
and that car just of who it is.
Yeah,
is hard enough, and then the kind of the cool thing it comes apart.
Well, and the nice thing about like what Brent's holding up there is that most of the Blackwalls, if you look at them, they typically have their tampos on 3 sides, I think, still, and it's usually sides and top, and they're usually just a few colors, whereas things like those cars that I just brought up are sublimated, so they're like all the colors. So yeah.
Gotcha. All right. So now, muscle cars, Euro or JDM, which one has the better Blackwall castings in your opinion?
So I had to think about this one for a little bit, because when I first started thinking about it, I'm like, there's not a lot of JDM in Blackwall.
There's not.
And there isn't. Even walking, I literally was walking through looking and going, what is there? And so some of the ones that jump out, at least to me, and what was on my walls are the Z-Wiz. That's probably in everybody. I'm sure both of you guys can go run and find at least 2. And I'd imagine more. But everybody's going to have that as a Blackwall. That's a car that everybody's going to have. I would say.
That's even a red line.
And the 200SX, which is also a Nissan. It's the square body doors, things like that. The Toyota MR2 is another.
Kent likes that one.
Yeah. Is it, okay.
That's one of Kent's.
That's a car, Ken, that's been on my chopping block a couple of times and hasn't actually made it out. But I've got a lot of variations of those. So, yes. Yep.
Now,
if you want to get crazy.
This is why we've hit 58 minutes, because we're running around having fun.
We're squirrel. we're definitely in squirrel mode. So that is a loose version of this. Yep, I've got all 3 of those.
I've got 2.
Yeah. Rub that in.
Yeah.
I found this guy. I found this one. I've just been grabbing some really neat Blackwalls that I happen to have with him. Granted, the 2 funny cars in the Datsun was actually on the walls, but and it's not perfect, but it's pretty dang close for this car. So, yeah. See, yours is cleaner on the top than mine is.
And the funny thing is, I found it just like that in a flea market.
What color is your Winjo? Is it green or blue?
Green.
Because mine are blue.
Yeah, and a lot of people talk about green windows, and that's the only thing I'd say is wrong with this car, because I don't think it's intended to be green.
Yeah,
I
because
think
those are
like
clearly.
this is either sun damage or a chemical reaction to the gold paint.
Could be.
So I've never been that guy that says Hot Wheels made green windows. I don't really.
You really don't.
That's like
you don't.
salmon or creamy salmon.
Yeah.
God, I hate that color. Okay, so here's one of my FEPs that are out here. And I got another one.
Oh, good. That's where they all
This
are.
This is my favorite.
Oh, is that Screaming Wheels?
Yes, sir.
So prototype.
Yep.
Yes, paint sample.
And a paint sample.
Yep, paint sample prototype with paperwork.
So, oh, that's good. That's great. That's awesome. So that's the great stuff about the Blackwall era stuff that came out just recently with the release of the nice.
So that's what goes with that. That's where that one comes from.
The release of some of the Larry Wood stuff, the Louis Montedeca.
Yeah, that's where these.
Yeah,
that's where this came from. Yeah, okay, rub it in.
Another great one. Yeah, I'm not sure about it. Well, so is that a production car or no? No, it's not. Definitely.
No, this is the hand painted. That's the hand painted Tampo version.
Y'all are getting to see the after show. Essentially where we're at.
The after show. So the after show ends right like 30 minutes before I have to go to work tomorrow morning.
Well, technically it started 2 minutes ago, so we're right on track. So
all right,
we need to get back to. We got to get back on track here, guys.
Yeah, I only have one hand painted car. I have to show you that later.
All right.
Okay, so I guess to finish answering your question, I only talked about JDM, so let me jump through that one. I like I said, muscle cars are a big thing for me as far as growing up, stuff like that. 69 Camaro, Monte Carlo, the Monte Carlo Stalker, the Torino. What else? Mustang Stalker I didn't have when I was little, and it's odd. That's kind of that weird car that I didn't have as a child, but I've got them now.
So the Mountain Dew Stalker and the Thunderbird Stalker are the two that I always remember as a kid, because you got the Valvoline and the Mountain Dew going back and forth with each other.
Yeah.
Sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's fine. Yeah, so
this is my era. So I was at the very end of because I was born in the 80s, so I was Blackwall's forward, but just the tail end of Blackwall's.
And there's a ton of Euro cars. I mean, there's Porsches, Ferraris, Lamborghinis, even Jaguars, stuff like that. So that, for whatever reason, Mercedes. But that seemed to get somebody's attention at Mattel, but the JDM stuff didn't seem to really, if you think about it.
No, we just got extra questions, Jim. You're getting a bonus show tonight.
Yeah.
All right. So onward and upward.
It's back to you actually.
Would you like to see a Blackwall's only convention similar to the Redline Jackpot, or just leave it as it is?
I think. To your point, just at the end of that is, I think you start to dilute, so much that then you've got 10 people going to each show. You know what I mean? Versus bringing us all together to, hey, let's like nationals. Nationals is not an anything. It's there's a lot of even greenlight and Autoworld, and that kind of thing too, that aren't Hot Wheels at all. So that's what I like about the Nationals, because sometimes you'll find stuff that you didn't know existed at all. But yeah, I think that would be cool, or at least maybe if at the Nationals or some of these other shows that we do hey, this show is going to be just Blackwall related, So, but yeah, I mean, I'm game for the Blackwalls just because I think it would be great, but I think there would be a lot of people who would miss out on that and maybe not see some of the cool stuff that they get to see.
Right.
Gotcha.
Makes sense.
All right. So now this is a great question, because I'm a fan of both of them.
Okay.
So crack ups or flip outs, which is better in your opinion?
So oddly enough, when I was little, I didn't have flip outs, and I think the reason that I didn't have flip outs is because for some reason I had in my mind that they required a cap, like a cap gun cap, to work. And I was like, that'd be too loud, too much trouble. I have to buy caps. And I've always been that conscious kid that goes, hey, I don't want to blow all the fun in this, toy and then not be able to use it anymore.
No, I hear you.
So I think that's why I didn't have flip outs. But also I'm old enough that was about the era that I was aging out of Hot Wheels for a minute. Flip outs were 1985 to 1987. Kind of like the steering wheels we were talking about earlier. I did have crack ups. And by the way, I did just pick this up. So I got a few cut cards, and it just so happened that I was like, that makes sense. To rip this card open. So somebody cut this one really good though. I didn't pre-game. But watch, it'll take me like 10 times to get the card because somebody literally cut the card.
Yeah, the cut card one makes it a whole lot more difficult to get out.
Right, with the plastic and everything. But these cars are so cool. All heavy metal. They got the flipper thing and everything in the bottom. So yeah, cool cars. So my thought would be crack ups, and I've got a ton of crack ups. Crack ups are that evil pleasure for me growing up and getting all the different ones. This ironically is my favorite one, but this one has something really odd about it. So this is a Larry Wood baggy car. Oops, I flipped it. But it was a raw piece. Nice. And when it was in the bag and it was unflipped, I also thought it was unspun. And
I can see how that,
and I still think it's unspun, but the paint is holding it together. And I don't have the guts. I don't have the guts to stick a screwdriver in that fender. On it. I know. See how much yours is close though, isn't it? And once, but you can see that mine is different.
I could see how that could be unspun. Because
really look like mine's at least above.
And it does work, maybe. It's a full working car with the exception it has a raw piece. And It's funny because so much of that stuff showed up on eBay, 2 or 3 years ago, maybe 4 years ago. Yeah. And you're picking up cars like that were so inexpensive. I mean, I don't know what I paid for that, but it was ridiculous. So the crack up cars are just, they were my thing. So growing up, I said I only had crack ups, and I would take the crack ups in my lunchbox and play with them along with steering rigs at lunch.
Yeah, you just got to be careful with the crack ups because they like to chip paint very easily. I found that out. I found that out with this one, the unfortunate hard way.
Yes.
Because I put it like this, and then I hit it to spin it, and it ripped the paint off the front of it all.
It will do it immediately the very first time.
Yeah, this was completely mint when it came to my house. This one and the one that Kent had the other stalker, they were both mint.
There are variations of it's not called the Zap car, but that's what it says on the side of it. But there are variations of that car. So getting into the crack ups a little bit. So this is what's interesting about this. I'm trying to
Oh, that's a France.
Yeah.
Yep.
So these and they'll be slightly different. So here is the two cars together. Which is which?
Oh.
So the colors, see how the colors are different? The blue.
Yeah, the blue and the yellow.
Yeah.
Oh, the state police. The yellow on the shield is different. Looked like the blues were, but wow.
Those are two totally different cars.
Yeah, that is completely.
Look how shiny that is. That's the France. Now, also the reason I picked this car up, and we can talk about this in a minute.
Oh, oopsies.
Hold on, let me get the oopsies. Oh, that's amazing.
And guess how you can find out if that's an error or not? Because it's in the package like that. So, yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, because
basically, once you face it a certain way, it's good to go.
Right. So,
I got the blue one. I need to find the yellow one.
Right.
Oh, dang.
So the way these were made is the car, obviously, let's say this regular car, it was tampoed as a whole piece, but that piece got put in the tampo holder upside down.
That's crazy.
And it can be found.
I bet it could be found with almost any of them, to be honest.
You're killing me.
Isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
So I ran across this car just in chance. No. I'm sorry. This was the first one. And it was somebody I knew. And somebody probably we all know. I got this car so crazy cheap. It's not even funny. And I was like, that's an error, right? So and it was on eBay. I found it through eBay.
Nice.
But that's the crack ups are a lot of fun, and there's a lot of cars. I literally have a case of that's an 84 car case, and it's all but full of different crack ups.
Dang, that's way more than I've got.
And there are more of them than that. People who are a lot more serious about crack ups.
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep thinking of a certain person.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right.
So yeah, I think that kind of answers that.
Cool. Yeah, I think that pretty much definitely answers that one. All right. So lucky number 13, Ultra Hots, Screaming Wheels, original black walls. What is the best in your opinion?
Wheel types is always an interesting conversation around black wall people, especially. I think me. I don't believe that 5 spokes are black walls. First of all, a lot of people do. It's a transition in there. Wheels like I thought I had it. The 3 spoke. I think they're also called saw blade. I don't think that's a black wall wheel. But I only collect as a black wall collector. I only collect black walls. Ultra hots, hot ones, gold and chrome. So there's gold and chrome versions of this guy. Not necessarily of this casting, but you know what I mean. That wheel has silver or chrome and gold. But then you have what else? Of course, Screaming wheels that you guys mentioned earlier. I do have just a few screaming wheels cars. And it would be around cars that I'm really trying to complete the casting of. For example, 65 Mustang convertible. That is a car that I really am trying to get every variation of. Another show off to the prototype pre-production cars is this was in a baggie. And looking at the baggie, I noticed that.
Oopsies.
Yep.
That should not been
completely unspun.
You're a big air guy, aren't you?
Well, so this is a Larry Wood car.
I gotcha.
And what a lot of people don't know. Let me get this thing apart. So it definitely comes apart. And when I got it out of the bag, I videoed it coming out of the bag. Any car that I open that's a Larry Wood car or a Lewis car or there's several other collector employees, I always say the reason that I video the car coming out of the package is because nobody knows who I am. And when I say that I took this car out of the package, I want that documentation. When I pulled this car out of the package, it also is not the same color white. It is a plain white versus this car is a pearl white.
That's that thought.
So, and I couldn't show you that on camera because it's very hard to see. But yeah, that car's ridiculous.
All three of these are different.
That car is ridiculous as far as the number of variations. Oh, and so you don't even have, well, not to say you don't have, but back to the other car, you've also got window logo size, window color, or window logo color. You've got stripe colors on the side. You've got the variation of the stripes on the hood.
The 959s from the parking plates are that way too. The white one,
like
crazy.
This one's a darker green than this one is.
Yes,
and it's got different color tampos on it.
So a couple of years ago, talking about the 959, I've got a lot of that variation too. And recently I realized that if you look at those cars, you'll see rivet variations on the bottom of that car.
Yeah, so with the Mercedes, there's steering wheels.
I pointed that out to one of the big Porsche collectors, and I couldn't tell you who it was. He was like, I didn't even know that. They're they kind of line up, and you'll have one that kind of pops out or something. It's like the machine. It's not like a machine error, but it's like we used different tools to do the rivets. And just
I mean, you got to imagine. I mean, stamp, and some more stamping, and then you got to wear those tools out. And of course, back then, this is broken. Whoop, into the trash it goes.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's see these two. Oh, no. And then there's big logo, small logo. I don't have it really quick, but on my Instagram, there are definitely pictures of the cars side by side, and you can really see that it's not necessarily just a stamping thing, but it is okay, we broke that one and we didn't make a casting of it before we broke it, so now we got to make one that looks a lot like it.
Yeah, I don't know why they like with the wheels. It's even got different wheels, and it's like they just, I don't know if they were just pieced together with what happened to be in the area or what.
So exactly, that's exactly what happened, especially with the Blackwall eras. They were never intended to be that many different variations. But what they would do is they would run that car, and then all of a sudden they would go, hey, we're out of blue paint. Put green paint in it, put pink paint in it, or whatever it is, and run the car. Same with the wheels. Not necessarily difference between real riders and the plastic wheels, because I think that was intentional. But all of a sudden changing a color paint, and that was the fun part of Blackwalls, and even some of the early 5-spoke, 3-spoke saw blades.
Yeah,
that stuff was fun too. Yeah, 95 to early 2000s. It was a lot of fun. And then Mattel said, wait, these guys will buy more cars if we change the color of it a little bit. What was it, 2002 or 2000, whatever, the Hot 100 came out, and they were intentionally changing colors just to muck with the three of us and everybody else we know. So,
Well, that's just like the classics line. They made 15 of different, of every color, and some of them had real riders and some of them didn't. And to me, some of those cars, I mean, they're cool. Some of them are really, really neat, but some of them, it's like I don't need 19 cars that look just a little different color for one set. So I don't have a lot of those, but like I do have like the ones I really like. This one happens to be a chase piece, but a big fish and chipped guy, stuff like that. I liked these paint jobs, but they just overdid them a little bit in my book.
Exactly.
I just remember that when they restarted the Ultra Hots here in Atlanta in 21, they literally ran out of the Ultra Hot wheels, and they're like, we don't know what to do. Because I asked Matt Gabe that question. When we were in the line, and he says we literally ran out of the wheels.
Right.
And we didn't know we needed to make more, and that's why like the GTX has 5 spokes instead of Ultra Hots. I mean, that's kind of crazy when you think about that. Yeah. All right, moving on.
All right, number 14. How impactful were the 80s real riders today, or in today's modern collecting?
Yeah, I think that's an interesting discussion, because I hear people go, "Oh, that's real riders," the Boulevard sets or the premium sets, and I laugh at that a little bit because most of those people don't really know what they are. Real riders were from 1983 to 1987-ish originally, and then died off and came back in 1995 as the Real Riders. Yeah, the Real Riders 4-car set, right? And that's also the time we picked up, what did we also get in 1995? Treasure hunts.
Yeah.
And so those tires ended up being treasure hunts for years. And honestly, they probably still are. I mean, if you look at
they still use
tire.
Some of them are, yeah.
And even on the RLCs, they're using a retool version of some of those cars, especially in the Real Rider series and stuff like that. So, so I think I think it's interesting to see that, but see the how the Real Riders, and they use names over and over. Mattel does. You see the same names over and over.
They've been reusing the same castings, designs, colors, everything on some of those 2-pack cars.
Right.
Yeah. At least that's what it looks like from 5 feet. So,
and we didn't talk about high wreckers at all, but everybody knows high wreckers. But they also, a lot of those also had Real Riders during their lifespan, the time frame.
I mean, you got to talk about Gray Wall.
Yeah. That's a great car. That's a white hub Woody.
Yeah.
Great car. I don't think I had that.
And this one is a metallic.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep. And then you got the
that one's enamel.
Yeah. I don't think I have a white hub.
I don't even know how some of this stuff made it into my collection, but I really liked them.
The white hub. Yeah.
All right. So now, do we wait for Kent to get back to ask the most important question of the night, or do we ask it without him?
I'm here.
Oh well, now he's here. So I was turned around.
All right. Yeah. So, as Jim alludes to, usually he beats me to the punch. Okay. This is by far the most important question of the night.
Right.
It's now 65-5. I am losing horribly, even though I'm right.
Yeah. No.
Your loose cards. Obviously, you have a great collection of them, and I can already tell I think I'm going to lose this one. Because, well, maybe not, because he's got them backwards. All right. Do you show with the passenger side showing, or do you show with the driver's side showing? That is the question.
There's only one right way to face your cards. And that's how Elliott Handler intended. way back in the day, he made a choice, and that's facing right. Passenger side showing.
No, he's wrong. Absolutely wrong.
He's wrong. He's wrong.
The guy that developed or that came
The
up
guy
with
that's
these
the
things,
reason we're all sitting here is wrong.
right?
Absolutely 100% wrong.
He actually
66
is
to 5.
Elliot Handler actually is on record saying, if you face your cars left, you're not a Hot Wheels collector.
Oh,
wow!
No, I'm just kidding. He didn't say that. I'm just kidding. So there's only a couple of acceptable ways to face left, and that's when you're showing the car. You know, whether it's a feature. Well, this happens to be the France one. That's not there. It either is a feature that it has to show facing left, or an error that it's facing left.
I'll give you that, but I still think you're wrong.
And mine are all the same.
You're wrong. You're wrong.
All my crack ups are all the damage is on the inside on them. You don't see them, and they just look like normal cars on the wall.
And it's funny looking. I mean, literally wouldn't get up and walk around the room with. I don't want to do that with the laptop, but I can't.
No, it's dangerous. Don't do that.
We everything, even like I said, Autoworld's kind of in front of me, and stuff like that. They're all facing left, with the exception of anything that goes, hey, there's like the working car or an error of some sort that goes the other way. I've literally had people say, I see your collection, and that one car right there is just really bothering my OCD. And I was like, there's a reason it's facing to the right. Or to, I'm sorry. Yeah, so that's it. So here's a question that you ought to add to this.
Okay.
This is the question you ought to ask everybody, especially blackwalls collectors. If you have crack ups in your collection, what's the proper way to display them? Cracked or not cracked?
Wow. That's a good one.
I have a little bit of both.
Yeah.
It depends on the castings. So like the stalkers, I've got all of them in the crash form, so that way they don't flip in the middle of their own and just rip the more paint off the front.
Right.
Most of them are all sitting locked in the uncrashed position is where most of mine are at.
Right.
So yeah, I'd have to go with that route.
And from a wear and tear standpoint, originally my thought was uncracked, which is the way a lot of mine are. But I really started to think about that, especially when I had the guts to write that down. I think I'm going to put them in the uncracked position. And the reason being is just like the car that I pulled out, it took me a minute to relock it because it is literally sitting like this all the time. So that plastic wants to kind of keep lifting. So it won't get back into a locked position easily. It is now because I messed with it for a little bit.
Yeah.
But that's one of those crazy things that I really thought about here lately. Is maybe I should be locking these back.
Yeah, see, like that's in the crashed position, but you can see because it's always in the locked position that it's laying completely perfect. But that's the thing with these little covers, they get weak the more times you lift them and close them, and they snap off. So that's why you'll see a lot of these missing that back hatch. Same with a lot of the Ford Broncos. They'd be missing the hoods off of them because that's the way they were hooked up like that.
Yeah, mine's actually broken. That's why this one will not.
Which one is that?
That's the.
Oh, okay, yeah, that one.
But yeah, to answer the question, yes, mine is cracked and the hook's not there, so I can't even put it back even if I wanted to.
Right.
But yeah, I can see. Yeah, I can see why you would say that.
In that thought, you kind of say, well, maybe they should all be uncracked because I'm that guy too that's OCD. So it's either they're all cracked or they're all uncracked.
Yeah, see, all three of these are.
Oh, okay. I thought they're different cars.
Yeah, no, they're all just different.
Okay,
it's just all the different colors.
There are variations in the plastic windows on these cars too. I don't have any examples of that, but I've seen them.
This is why I stick to wheels only. Variations.
Black versus silver.
Well, yeah, and that's the thing, is it's different for everybody. It's what you enjoy about this, because some people say, oh, I can imagine the people who keep up with card variations. Okay, I don't really care about the car. I care about the card. And I get that, okay? 2017, 2018, I was a cardboard collector up to that point. And I kind of took a little bit of a hiatus during that time because I was in a really bad work environment. Took a little break. And then I came up here into that room. That's why I sent Ken a picture the other night and showed him my room from 2018 and said it didn't always look like this. And I walked up here and started going, wow, this is hoarding. All these cars and boxes and, and under bed boxes stacked. That's hoarding. I really need to enjoy these. And that's where it starting ripping them. And I was like, anything that I keep in this room gets ripped.
Nice.
One of the, I don't know where we're going at this point, but I got a really cool thing that we didn't really talk about, cat blasting cars either.
No, we did not. Maybe we'll have to have you back on another show.
So we can talk more.
Because I have all of those as well, and I have some. So yeah. Oh, come on. All right, fine. I have just the regular version.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, we'll come back. I think we'll have to have you on again, and we'll talk about cat blasters, flip outs.
Yeah.
And we'll get into depth a little bit more. I mean,
yeah.
We weren't supposed to talk about 100% cars tonight either.
We still did it.
We still did it.
That's what happens.
All right.
An hour show turned into an hour and 31 minutes. We're really fast.
We're good. We're
good. Hey, at least it's not the Mike Zarnock express lane hour where it's
3 hours. 3 to 4 hour one that we did. Yeah, that's out there. If you want to go watch.
I thought one of you guys said be prepared for 4 hours.
I mean, we can. Yeah, there's long ones out there. There's really short ones. It just depends on what you happen to stumble across on.
Yeah, I guess Zarnock ones are pretty long. They're at a 2 hour minimum, all three of them.
Yeah,
I shared this with Kent earlier, and it was actually in the video that I walked through with the tour. It was on top of one of the cases turned up, but I showed him what I teased that I was going to open tonight. And so I'm going to show it. It's this, which is the Troy Lee. This is the numbered version of this car. So it is 100%. I've been dying to open this, Kent, since I got it 2 or 3 weeks ago. And I was like, oh, it's the perfect car to open for this. But so it's real quickly, it's one of 1,000 cars. And I told Kent earlier, I originally thought that this was 666 of 1,000, but it's 866 of 1,000.
Oh man, that'd have been perfect.
So still gets opened. You guys can see that it is sealed. So yeah, I'm gonna jump in and open this live. I normally open these kind of things with a video, but I guess this will always be.
Yeah, it is a video. You just got company this time.
Got a live auction or a live audience.
There you go.
So I'm that weird guy. I'm not ripping these up because it's 1,000. It's just kind of cool. But yeah, this one's dusty. Again, trying to finish the 100% line. Don't talk about that. So most people would stop there. Seems like a silly place to stop at this point.
Oh yeah, and it's nice that it's got plastic instead of the rubber band.
Yes, and this is a great.
Yeah, the one side is always a pain in the butt. I have always found that reclose the easy side, pop the hard side, then the other one comes right off.
But still, even with that plastic, if you don't keep it in the right environment,
I've never seen one this tight.
There's always one that just pops right off.
After opening probably 500 or 600 cars, as I get cut and have to go to the hospital on.
Right. Kids don't try this alone.
Oh my God.
Make sure you have adult supervision.
He is an adult, and he is supervising himself.
Yeah.
So
I'm gonna sit here and
that's cool.
unscrew. I want to unscrew this for 30 minutes trying to get it unscrewed.
Right.
I will show you its evil twin.
That's purty.
This one's actually better looking. Well, at least I say that now.
Oh, that's nice.
And again, super cool detail.
That's the other thing about those 100% cars. There's just so much awesome detail work.
And in most, yeah, exactly. And in most cases, so you can't see the paint job that you can only see on one side sometimes, unless you open it. So these guys do have a similar paint scheme, but just not the same color. So you can see the eyeball over there.
Mm-hmm.
This one's going to be equally as nice once I get it completely out. I'll show it earlier, but yeah, just great cars.
Nice.
So it's nice finding these cars. These cars don't come up very often. That one came up recently, and I jumped on it on eBay. So
Very cool.
Right. Well, I think that wraps it up for us. Unless you got something to rip, Brent.
Well, I mean, I can. Yeah, I'm gonna rip. I'll rip this one because I like it. 71 Porsche 911 from the Top Gun Maverick movie. Brand new stuff, but I don't have. I've got a lot of my Blackwall stuff already ripped, so, and that's just a clean Porsche, so I like it.
so nice.
So
nice.
I'm gonna finish this off tonight. I got this off of Deal or No Deal off of a certain collector who's got some really expensive cars. This is number 48 of 42, 4842 of 11,000.
Oh, okay.
This is from the Real Riders Series 5. This is the dairy delivery. It'll look nice with my 55 panel and my 64 GMC, which rolls better than most of the Jeremy Cox dinner cars from Charlotte.
I had to go look at mine when you guys were talking about the panel not rolling. Mine rolls.
Yeah.
The one with the textured paint.
Yeah.
I had to go look when I watched that a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, mine don't. Mine does not roll. I don't even know where it's still in the package. Like I put it back in the package and threw it in.
I didn't know that was a thing until you guys sound like, ooh,
unless it's just with us, because I don't know.
I think we opened 3 and 2 of them didn't roll.
Mm-hmm.
This car's so pretty.
Yeah, I wish they'd bring back that kind of paint jobs.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's all we've got for tonight. We would like to thank Mr. Paul Ward for hanging out with us for about an hour and a half here, and all of you guys for popping in as well.
Yeah.
Don't forget, come see us Sunday at the Firefighters Union Hall off of 60th and Grover at that exit there on the interstate. We're going to be there from 10 to 3. Lots of prizes. If you haven't seen them, go check them out. All the instructions there for being involved are right there. Kids get a free car for coming through. We got the monster truck track. We got a 50-50 cash split raffle. We got everything. We'll see you all there. Everybody be safe, have fun, be kind to each other. As Mr. Rice says, be kind to everybody. And we will see you all again. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight, Paul. We'll see you all next week or somewhere down the road. Yeah, you are most welcome. Hang on. Don't hang up, though.
Okay.
Don't hang up.
All right.
All right. Happy hunting.